Welcome to our lesson on points, lines, rays, and angles. We are first going to start with a good amount of vocabulary because we have to know what we're talking about in order to reference what we're talking about. So we're going to start off with a good amount of vocabulary to familiarize ourselves with these components. The first one is a point. A point is a single location in space, so it's just like a dot. A point can be absolutely anywhere on a line, anywhere at all. The next is a line segment. A line segment is a straight row of points that starts at one point and ends at another. So if you notice, there are two dots above this. There's a line here with A and B, and there's a dot above A, and there's a dot above B. So this line segment shows us point A and point B. Notice how it ends with the dots. It does not go on forever and ever and ever. It's like we cut out a piece. So it is only showing us points A and points B. A line, however, is a straight row of points that does go on forever. So if you notice in this one, you still see a dot above A and a dot above B, but there are little arrows on the end of that line. That means that it just keeps going and going and going and going and going in either direction. So it goes on forever and ever. We can't obviously draw forever and ever, so we put little arrows. A ray is when we start at a point and then we want it to go on forever in one direction. It can go in either direction. In this case, they decided that they wanted to go toward B, toward the right. So they have a dot above A, meaning it starts at point A, it goes through point B, and just goes on forever and ever. Now there is an angle. And an angle in this picture right here is an acute angle. It's an acute angle because it is less than 90 degrees, and it is formed by two rays, lines, or line segments that come together at a point. When they come together at a point that the lines, the rays, or the line segments meet is called a vertex. So in this case, line segment C and B would meet at vertex A. So we can be talking about angle A here, we can be talking about angle CA or B, or we can be talking about angle BAC. Those are all the options of angles that picture depicts. We have parallel lines, and parallel lines never ever 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 cross. You cannot draw them freehand because we are humans, we are not perfect, and our lines will always be slightly askew, slightly crooked. So parallel lines don't ever meet, and they are always the same distance apart. Perpendicular lines, however, they do cross, and when those lines cross, the point at which they cross is a right angle. So there are quite a few vocab terms to know, but that's all right. A right angle is a 90-degree angle, and oftentimes you'll see that little square in there. That I always think about it as like a little chair, and so it's a square because a square has all 90-degree angles, and it has all the same sides. So that's what I think of when I think of a right angle. An acute angle is like, oh, you're so cute, you're so small. It has, notice in the middle, like a little portion of a circle, like a little arch. It's not a square because it is smaller than 90 degrees. An obtuse angle, again, has that part of a circle, that arch. It does not have a square. It is more than 90 degrees. So I sometimes think about it as acute is like, oh, you're so cute, you're so little. It also has 5 letters, A-C-U-T-E, whereas obtuse has O-B-T-U-S-E, that's 6 letters. So obtuse is more than 90 degrees, acute is less than 90 degrees. All right, so let's take a moment here and look through our an option, a practice problem to apply our vocabulary. All right, so in this practice problem here, we have Adam is trying to teach Charlie how to draw a rectangle. That's his end goal. That's what he wants. This is something that teachers run into a lot. We think we give good instructions, and then sometimes it doesn't pan out. So Adam tells Charlie, draw a shape with 4 straight sides, and he expects that he's going to get a rectangle out of it. He doesn't, however. He gets this kind of Mr. Pac-Man sort of looking thing, and it is creative. There are indeed 4 straight sides. So, I mean, Charlie did follow the directions. However, Adam wants to get a rectangle like that's shown below in the gray. So what could he say differently in order for Charlie to better understand him? Well, he could say that he wants a shape that has 4 right angles and that 2 sides are opposite from each other. So 2 sides measure the same and then the 2 other sides measure the same. He could say something along those lines. Adam could say that the shape has 2 pairs of opposite sides that are the same length and 4 right angles. Let's try another. All right, so in our second practice problem, we have Layla trying to teach Ajane how to draw a square. So Layla tells Ajane, draw a shape with 4 straight sides, and she thinks for sure she's going to get a square. That's not what happens. Ajane is very creative, and she draws a shape, and as you see here in the blue, it does indeed have 4 straight sides. Doesn't quite equate to the shape that Layla was looking for, that gray square down at the bottom. So what could Layla say instead? What could her directions be in order to ensure that whomever she's talking to, whether it's Ajane or someone else, gives her a square? What could she say? Well, we could apply what we know about a square, right? We know that a square has all 4 sides are the same, they measure the same. So Layla could say that the shape she is looking has only 4 straight sides, nothing else. She could also say that she is looking for a shape that has 4 right angles and that a square, without using that word, without using that hint, has all the sides, all the 4 sides are the same. So only 4 sides, all 4 right angles, and all 4 sides are the same length. So we need to apply our vocabulary that we know in order to give people good direction, in order to kind of explain what we're looking for and reference what we know. And that's our lesson for day 1. We're going to be doing this for 3 days on points, lines, rays, and angles. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.